guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a top 3 favourites of Walt Disney World and Universal Studios Orlando. A lot of people have been doing top 5s, but I kind of don't like that idea because then I feel like I have to leave one out of the Disney parks, because obviously there's 6 parks. So I'm doing a top 3 instead for all of them. Which obviously is a bit unfair for Universal, but these are just like my favourites. I know they're not going to be everyone's favourites. People are going to be like, why would you pick that over this? But yeah, each their own. That's why there's so much to do in Disney World and Universal. So there's a bit for everyone, basically. The last time we went was in 2018 in October. So just putting that out there, we're going back in September, so we haven't actually ridden things like we haven't been to Star Wars Land yet, and I know obviously the rides are meant to be amazing. We haven't experienced that yet, so obviously that's not going to be in my list. As well as like the Hagrid's coaster, I've heard that that is like top, but obviously I haven't ridden it yet, so I can't rate it. Same goes with like a couple of restaurants and some shows. Also, we didn't see the Universal like light beam water show when we were there, because we were there during Halloween Horror Nights, and so every time we were there for Halloween Horror Nights, and we didn't get to see it, so we just experienced Halloween Horror Nights kind of stuff. Let's go. So my top 3 Disney parks are 1, Magic Kingdom. I think this is fairly neutral, I'd say. I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. It's the main park. It's, I think, the biggest park. A lot of people say it's like the kids park, and I kind of understand that with the rides. I mean, a lot of the rides are slow rides. They are more geared toward children. But then also saying that there are rides in there such as Space Mountain and Big Thunder and Seven Dwarfs and Splash, which obviously children of a certain height can't go on. And then obviously they're building Tron there, and obviously young children won't be allowed to go on that as it's a roller coaster. But yeah, I just feel like Magic Kingdom overall is my favourite because I just love all the characters there. I feel like you're properly immersed in that park and you kind of feel like a child again. Like, you literally forget all of your problems, and yeah, you just enjoy your day and you meet the characters. Even Billy was meeting the characters with me, and you just, yeah, it is great. And also my favourite show is that, so that kind of gives away my show. The next one is Epcot, and I picked Epcot. It's funny because a couple of years ago Epcot wouldn't have been in my top 3, I don't think, but actually a couple of years ago my top 3 would have been completely different. And that's funny because that just shows like different age groups, they have different favourites, and as they grow up and as the parks get bigger, your favourites change. Yeah, so Epcot, I love World Showcase. That is my favourite part of Epcot. The rides, I mean, they're okay, I'm here for them, but when I get into Epcot, I want to go straight to World Showcase. I mean, maybe ride Frozen, because, you know, massive queue and all that, but I feel like Soarin', Test Track, Mission Space, you can get fast passes pretty easy for them, so it's not exactly like you have to queue for them. I just love going into all the shops in the different countries, all the different restaurants. Even the smells in all the different countries smell different. It literally feels like you're in that country when you're in that tiny little pavilion. The restaurants, and they have people from that actual country working in that pavilion, so obviously it makes you feel like you're actually in that country. It is actually crazy. I think Epcot is Billy's favourite, and I think that is because of when we went last time, it was food and wine, and you know, he was over 21 when we went last time. I wasn't, so I couldn't have any of the cocktails or anything, but now I am, and we're going within food and wine, so I'm gonna be having a cocktail or two. So I feel like, yeah, Epcot's gonna be creeping higher and higher because of the food and drink. I mean, I think it's like the adult park. I think that because it's the only park, Disney park, that sells alcohol. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really think it's the only Disney park that sells alcohol. And my third favourite is Animal Kingdom. I love animals. They also have the best, in my opinion, rides there. Shows as well are amazing. I'm not too fussed with their like night show, the water and everything. I feel like I could pass on that. I mean, if it's your first time, 100% do it. It is amazing. But I would prioritise my time elsewhere, let's say. Pandora at night. It is amazing. The floor glows. That's another reason it's up there. Pandora. Oh my gosh. That place, world, whatever you want to call it, it is amazing. I'm not the biggest fan of Avatar. I don't think Billy's the biggest fan of Avatar. I mean, it's a good movie, but it's a long movie. You have to really commit if you're going to watch it. There's no denying that place is actually insane. Insane. My top 3 restaurants. This is where I feel like a lot of people are going to come for me, but you know, each to their own. My first one is T-Rex, and that is the T-Rex Cafe in Disney Springs. Granted, it is exactly the same as the Rainforest Cafe, which you can get pretty much everywhere. It's just a dinosaur themed one. Yeah, I feel like the food's amazing there. We get the ribs and the mozzarella sticks. Yeah, it's pretty like average food. I mean, it's really good food, but it's like an average menu. It's nothing like out of the ordinary, but I love the experience of it, and I feel like that has to come into play when you go to a restaurant. Every like, I think it's half an hour, they have like a meteor storm and the dinosaurs go crazy and it's like a big thing. If you haven't been, I would highly suggest going. It does actually get very busy in there because I think it is a popular place to go. They normally give you a buzzer and then you have to like wait around. I mean, sometimes they tell you that you have to wait like an hour or so, but then Disney Springs is so massive. Go walk around the shops and then come back. It is no big deal. That's what Billy and I always have to do. We never get sat down straight away. We always have to go off and then come back. But 100% my number one. My second favourite is the, I don't know how to pronounce this, Akashush, the Royal Banquet Hall in Epcot. And this was new to me from our last trip and it is incredible. The food is okay, it's meh, like nothing, like it's like T-Rex, it's nothing over the top, it's just a bit standard. You get to meet every princess and get your picture taken with every princess without queuing up. This is the perfect way to meet all the princesses in one go while you're eating, and they'll not miss you out because they go around in a big circle and then they do like a little song and they like get all the kids involved. It's really cute. So basically how it works, it's a buffet, so you go up and help yourself to like meats, cheeses, bread, salad, like cold pasta, like loads of stuff, and then that's kind of like your starter, and then you get to pick a main from the menu, and then also you get an automatic dessert of 3 desserts. So it is a big meal. Billy and I didn't eat, I don't think, for like until nighttime that day, and we had a really early lunch, but it was massive. We didn't finish everything, and for Billy that is saying something because he normally finishes everything of his and then eats the rest of mine, but even Billy couldn't finish it. It's good food. I mean, I didn't think I would really like my main, but I actually loved it, and I asked for more of the sauce because the sauce is very good. I got the meatballs for reference, and yeah, and then the desserts I think is like a rice pudding, a chocolate mousse, and like an apple cake maybe. I did vlog when we went, so if you want to have a look at like what the restaurant's like inside and like the food, then then check out my vlogging channel, it will be in the description box below, because I did vlog our entire Disney trip and I included restaurants, shows, character meet and greets, everything. And then the third one is 50's Prime Time, and this is such a good restaurant. You have to go here. If this is your first time going, you have to go here 100%. Some people think they're being rude, but they're really not. They're just being in character, because basically you're going there and it's kind of like your mum's / nan's or like your aunt's house, and everyone's cousins and all the workers think you're cousins, and they kind of like tell you, like they'll tell you off if you put your elbows on the table, or if you don't eat your vegetables, they'll call you out. I left some of my sweet corn and they announced it to the whole restaurant, and then they like spoon fed me my vegetables. It's very much like that. It's so funny, it's actually hilarious. Like Billy and I were cracking up because they were singling out so many people, and it feels like you're in a house. Like each room is a different room of a house. It's very homely, it's very like snug. And yeah, the food is actually really good as well. We got the fried chicken, I think, and that was really yummy. So I would 100% recommend 50's Prime Time. It's like a show whilst you're eating. Okay, my favourite Disney iconic food. Number one, Disney pretzel, the Mickey pretzel with the cheese dip. Yes, it's very plain, it's very basic, but I love it. Dole Whip number two. Need to try a Dole Whip if you're going to a Disney park. 3, popcorn. Theme park popcorn, I don't care, it tastes different to normal popcorn. It's like cinema popcorn tastes different to home popcorn. It is so good. The next category is rides. Number one is a Flight of Passage. This is in Animal Kingdom in Pandora, and it is amazing. It's not a roller coaster, it's nothing like that. Although a lot of people say when they come off they feel sick, and some people actually are physically sick when they come off, because it feels like you're flying. It feels like you're on a Banshee and you're actually flying. I can't explain it to you. It's not like a normal simulator ride. You have to just experience it to know what I'm talking about. Billy and I both agree this is our favourite Disney ride. It is probably the most amazing ride I've actually ever been on. Second is Toy Story Mania. Now this ride is just so much fun. It's basically a shooting game, but you go to like different games every time. You like spin around and you have to like play different like carnival games with your like 3D glasses on and everything. I win this ride every time. It is so much fun, and Billy and I never stop laughing when we're on this game. It's just so funny, and yeah, we love a shooting game. We're very competitive. My number 3 is actually Tower of Terror. This ride is such a Disney classic. I hope they never get rid of this ride. I mean, it could be updated, I think, but I love it. I actually love it. I love the whole, like, it kind of like spooks you out a bit. It is kind of a bit like, it makes your stomach like turn. Like, I'm the biggest adrenaline junkie ever. Even when I'm queuing up for Tower of Terror, I get this like niggly feeling in my stomach. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it is so much fun. When you're at the top and the windows open up, you see the whole of Hollywood Studios, and then you drop. Oh my god. And because you've only really got a seatbelt on, you proper come off of your seat. Like, I come out of my seat, I'm like gripping on for Billy or the handle for dear life. The pictures are always hilarious because my face, I can't. And then my favourite shows or fireworks, number 1 obviously is Happily Ever After. This fireworks show, it makes me cry. And I know that sounds a bit over the top, but every time I see it or hear the music, it gets me in my feels. It is an amazing projection show on the castle. It's amazing. The fireworks are amazing. They're so colourful. My second is Fantasmic, and this actually used to be my favourite before Happily Ever After came about. I love Fantasmic. I know a lot of people don't actually like Fantasmic, which I think is kind of weird because what don't you like about Fantasmic? You see all the characters. I mean, it's a bit of a weird storyline, but you see all the characters on the boat at the end and they're all dancing with their ribbons, and oh, it's so good. And you're guaranteed a seat in Fantasmic, which is amazing, because all the other fireworks shows you kind of have to stand up, apart from the water one in Animal Kingdom. But this one you get to sit down and really enjoy it. And like the music before Fantasmic, it's so good. It's like covers of Disney songs from like actual artists, and it's so good. And Billy and I, we sit here and we normally have a Mickey pretzel or some popcorn, and we're waiting. And third one is Festival of Fantasy Parade over at Magic Kingdom. This parade is so good. Right, so with Festival of Fantasy, if you want to actually get a good spot, I would say you have to sit down an hour before it starts. And I know that is a bit excessive, especially during like summertime. It gets boiling hot on like Main Street USA. The sun, there's no shade, so you are right in the middle of the sun, and I know this can be overwhelming. Like Billy and I get our seat an hour before it starts, and I get so overwhelmed being hot and I feel claustrophobic. So I normally let Billy sit there, and I'll take myself into the shops, like have a look around, soak in the aircon, maybe like get us some snacks, and then I'll come back and like sit down and then let him go if he wants to. But normally he's all right in the sun. It's so worth it if you're sitting down, because you really enjoy it. It's quite a long parade as well, so I wouldn't really want to be standing in the back and like trying to, you know, have a good look. But it is so good, and you just want to sing along. Everyone's dancing, everyone's happy, everyone's clapping, and it's such a good time. And I feel like a little kid, and I'm like waving to all the characters and they're waving back at me. But yeah, definitely the best parade at Disney. Okay, so moving on to the Universal parks now. I'm going to do the theme parks. So this was so hard because they're so close. Honestly, not one is like really bad and like it needs to go. They're all very, very close. But it's like slight things that are in the park like maybe puts it one above the other. So I'm not saying I don't like the third one. I'm saying I love all of them so much, and I can't wait to do all three of them when we go back. So number one is Islands of Adventure, and that's purely because I'm an adrenaline junkie. I love roller coasters, and I love the Harry Potter bit there. It actually makes me think I'm going to Hogwarts School, but in 30-degree heat, so you know. Second, Volcano Bay. This water park is unreal, and I'm going to put it out there and say I prefer it to the Disney water parks. It is so good. You have to go if you haven't been. It's more of an, I'd say like adult / teen water park, because it's a lot of intense water rides that I don't think a lot of kids would like, whereas the Disney parks are more catered towards like families. If you're an adult or a teen, or you like that kind of stuff, your family likes that kind of stuff, 100% go. It is so good. That leaves Universal Studios as my third one. I love Universal Studios so much, but the other two just tip it a little bit more for me personally. So my favourite restaurants in Universal is number one, the Chocolate Emporium, and this is between the two parks, so Islands of Adventure and Universal is between the two. And I love this. We haven't really eaten here before, but we go there solely for the milkshakes and desserts. The milkshakes, I have a picture over on my Instagram of me with the cookies and cream milkshake. It is amazing. Billy and I couldn't finish it between us. It was very sickly, but it is so good. And when you're on holiday, you want a big chunky hefty milkshake with a massive cookie on top, whipped cream. It's a thing. It's a massive thing there. So definitely check out the Chocolate Emporium. Even if you're not gonna like have a sit down meal there, definitely check out the desserts. The second one, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Antojitos, I think. It's a Mexican restaurant. Billy and I love Mexican. The cheese quesadillas there are so good. And I think it's It's like a spicy rice. It is so yummy. Oh my god, it's so good. And obviously now I'll be over 21 when I go, so I'll be able to have a good cocktail when I go, and they have like some music. City Walk at night time is the place to go if you're over 21 at night time. It is such a vibe. 100% you need to go. Third one is the Hard Rock Cafe, and that is right next door to the Chocolate Emporium. And a lot of people are going to say, why would you pick there? You can go to the Hard Rock everywhere. And yeah, that's true. But Billy and I always, when we go on a holiday, we always go to a Hard Rock. We've been to the Amsterdam one, obviously the London one, Orlando one. The Orlando one is actually the biggest in the world, which I didn't know. Billy knew that. It is huge. It is massive. We love it. There's so many rooms inside. Even if you're not going to eat, go in there and just have a look around, because there's so many rooms, so many like memorabilia and outfits that people have worn, and there's like a little bar there, so maybe just stop by for a drink, like a beer or a cocktail. And yeah, and they've always got fun music, and yeah, we love it there. We always go to a Hard Rock, and we always go to Planet Hollywood over in Disney Springs as well. My favourite 3 rides is Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is my number 1, and that is the one in the castle in Islands of Adventure. I love this ride. It's like the Avatar ride. A lot of people come off and they say they feel sick, or a lot of people are sick when they come off this ride. I love it. I mean, it might be because I'm a Harry Potter fanatic, but it's such a good ride. And the picture at the end is so funny. It's like you're flying on your little broomstick. It's so funny. But also, if you have a fear of spiders, like a bad fear of spiders, I wouldn't recommend to go on this ride. There's a room where it's actually quite intense, and I've actually been on the ride when it's broken down in this spider room, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend going on it if you had a big fear of spiders. Putting it out there. My second one is Rip Ride Rocket over in Universal Studios. Again, this is a roller coaster. It is amazing. You basically are like in your own music video, and you, how do I explain it, like when you get on the ride and like you're putting the strap over you, it's not like a harness thing, it's like a big seat belt that goes over you. There's like a little TV on it, and you can like scroll through a list of songs, and you pick a song, and so as the ride, like as you go up and as the ride starts and like through the whole ride, you're listening to this song because there's speakers right by your ear. Yeah, it's so fun. I listened to, I think, Stronger by Kanye West, and it is such a good ride. And you could choose a different song and it could change your whole experience, change your whole vibe, change the way you feel. And me and Billy, we pick different songs and we're just like jamming out, and we can't hear each other because it's so loud, and it is just such a good ride, and it's an intense roller coaster as well. Putting out there, it is such a good roller coaster. 100% recommend. And then my third one is actually a water ride, and it is the, I don't know how to pronounce it, Krakatoa Aqua Coaster over in Volcano Bay. This is basically a roller coaster that is in a water park. Basically, you're in like a little boat, and it's like 4 people can go in it, but Billy and I went on our own before. I really can't explain it. It feels like you're on a roller coaster because it's like up and down. It's like a roller coaster, but also like you're getting wet, and it's a water ride. It's in a water park. I can't explain it. You just would have to experience it for yourself. It is so good. When Billy and I went last time, we actually were staying in the Hard Rock Hotel, so we managed to go to Volcano Bay an hour before it opened. So we went on this ride like 3 times with no queue before the park even opened, and yeah. And then my favourite show, number 1, I don't think a lot of people would say this one, but it's Fear Factor. I think it's a very good show. It's hilarious. It's kind of like, if you've ever watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, it's kind of like that, but a live version, and you're there, and it's real guests, it's real park guests, it's real people. They do different trials, and then one person wins. I'm not really sure what they win, but they win something. But it's really fun and funny if you go. The second one is the Night Lights on Hogwarts Castle. This is in Islands of Adventure and it is so amazing. I've got a video of it over on my vlog channel. It's not like, I mean they have like tiny fireworks at the end, but it's not a fireworks show, it's like a projection show and on the castle, and the music is so good and you instantly just want to watch Harry Potter when you see this, and it's so good. And a lot of people like go proper out and they like wear robes and they've got their wands, and you look around and people are wearing this stuff and you feel like you're actually part of a film. And then my third one is Animal Actors in Universal Studios. I love this show, it's so funny. You've got doggies in it and after you can go stroke the doggies, and it's good especially if you're missing your little pup, because Billy and I were really missing Lily at this point, so we were like stroking the puppies. We were like, it's Lily's friend. Love that show. That is everything. I know this is kind of a long video and I'm sorry about that. So yeah, that is it guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, comment, subscribe and check out my vlogging channel, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.